What are we going to talk about now, today? We are going to talk about an entity which is universal. Imagine something which determines our whole life. Something which is so important that without it, the civilization as we know it would not exist. An entity which is so important that even the holy books say that this is what existed first. What is it? Language, of course. Language and communication. Imagine anything, just anything, without language and communication. Technology, job, love. What about love without communication? Exactly. Nothing possible. Some examples. Our whole existence is based on language and communication. The DNA, cells communicate with each other to form the DNA, right? Even the smallest entities in this world communicate with each other. And we call the science about it quantum physics. Bees communicate with each other. With a dance, they are dancing to communicate. Ants communicate with each other, right? Ants communicate with an olfactory means of communication. Means that they communicate with their smell. And of course, human beings communicate with their face, their body language, and of course, their speech. The most successful people in this world, what are they? Are they particularly intelligent? No. They are what? They are good speakers, right? They can speak on. Even before you start your first job, you need to be able to communicate, right? The best education you have is worth nothing at all if you're not able to communicate, right? Let me tell you a story about myself and language. I've been to many countries. I've worked in tourism in many countries. And in every country I learned the language. In some countries more, in others less. And I have picked up some Turkish in Turkey. And as you might know, there are many Turkish immigrants in Austria, where I am from. So I came back to Austria, and guess what? At the airport, I wanted to have a taxi. Many Turkish people work as taxi drivers. And I simply said, "Good morning, how are you?" in Turkish. That's it. And you know what? I got the better price. I got the business card to call him again for the next ride to have a better price. I go and eat the best kebab. I always get Turkish tea when I go to a Turkish restaurant, just because of some communication, right? So that really is a big advantage. Ancient Greece. What occurs to you when you think about ancient Greece? What comes to your mind? Philosophers, right? Philosophers standing at the square speaking. In the ancient Rome, the most famous people were speakers. Marcus Aurelius, for example, one of them, right? prophets, Jesus Christ, Muhammad, they were speakers. In medieval European times, the smart people would stand in the middle of the town and hold speeches. And of course now in the 21st century, only the good speakers are on the radio, are on TV, and yes, with our generation now, of course, good speakers are successful also on the internet. So that's what this is all about. Communication.